This is one of the cheapest guitars you can buy on Amazon. And I in fact bought this guitar over a year ago. And for some reason, it has become my favorite guitar. And I have no idea why. You can purchase this exact guitar bundle in a few different configurations. And it's a part of the debut collection from Fender themselves. This is not a fake Chinese guitar brand like you usually find on Amazon. This is actually the real thing. You can purchase the guitar on its own or a part of a product bundle with a bunch of different accessories. Now, originally I purchased this guitar to just do an unboxing and a quick reaction to it and talk about whether it was worth it for beginners. But then what happened was we just never got the video finished, and then months went by, and then I quickly realized that I was using this more than my $4,000, $5,000 Gibson Custom Shops guitar. This became my main guitar for some reason here in the studio. Now, the particular version I bought was the complete bundle, which was a little bit cheaper last year compared to this year, which included the guitar, a gig bag, a 10-watt amplifier, cable, tuner, strap, and a few other accessories like spare strings. Everything you need to get started learning the guitar straight out of the box. Probably one of the best complete kits you can get. The amplifier itself is awesome. It sounds good, and also it has two different channels. It's got a clean channel and also an overdrive channel to help you get distortion without needing to purchase a distortion pedal. Other than the amplifier, cable, and gig bag, the other accessories weren't too great. The tuner is perfect for beginners, but if you do want to experiment with other tunings, it's not really very useful. A little bit of a nerdy topic, but there are different types of guitar tuners, or rather the quality of guitar tuners. Now, the one included is perfectly fine for standard tuning, which is what most beginners are going to be using. But if you do want to do drop tunings or any form of open string tunings, it doesn't track very well because it hasn't got any extra modes that let you tell it that you're trying to tune into E flat rather than E standard. For example, if I use this tuner on my fancy Tone Master thing here, you don't need to purchase like a £2,000 unit like this. I'm talking like a £10 tuner can do this. I'm tuned right now in E, and this is what you would normally tune your guitar in. E, A, D, G, B, E, standard tuning. But some people may want to do a drop tuning where they play the guitar in E flat. So everything's tuned the same, but it's dropped down half a semitone. So if I were to tune down to E flat, you'd see my tuner would say EB, which is E flat. Letting me then tune the guitar down to A, then go down to A flat, and so on. The included tuner in the box with this guitar can't do that, it just freaks out. Now, one of my favorite things about the Fender Debut collection is the consistency and build quality. Straight out of the box, they just worked and they stayed in tune, which is a huge issue with cheap instruments. They don't stay in tune. So you'll tune them up, you'll be practicing for 5 minutes, they're out of tune, or even worse, the intonation isn't set up out of the box. Now, intonation is essentially how accurate the notes are on the fretboard. So you could have your guitar tuned perfectly. So I'll have my guitar tuned to E right now, and you can see I have an E and it's right on the green on my instrument. Now, if I go down to the 12th fret, I'm going to play an E again. This is another E, but it's an octave higher. Now, you can see when I play this E, it's bang on, it's green once again. But if my guitar was set up incorrectly with the wrong intonation, I would maybe play the G here and then play the G up here, and it would be sharp. That's me pulling down on the string. So I would play G, and then I would press my G on the 12th string and it should sound the same, but it sounds like that because the intonation might be out, for example. So when you buy cheap guitars, this is a huge problem, and beginners don't realize this, and they think it's their playing or their ear's not trained enough, and they just wonder why it sounds a little bit weird. But it's because basically they may be playing the note perfectly, but the guitar's set up incorrect, so you're actually getting a sharp or a flat when you're actually meant to be getting a perfect G. The guitar does come included with a 3-month free trial of Fender Play. This is their online subscription service that lets you learn loads and loads of songs, like a premium version of YouTube. And that's the real reason why this guitar is so cheap. They're trying to get loads of people in with a cheap guitar. You subscribe to Fender Play for 3 months, and then you hopefully stay on that. And then you're paying a Netflix style monthly subscription to access load of guitar tutorials. And then that's where they hope they're going to make loads and loads of money, obviously on a software product that they're selling off the back end of a cheap instrument. That's the reason why this price is so low and almost too good to be true. Now, on the topic of guitar tutorials, I did film an entire online guitar course with this instrument. It's completely free, by the way, link in the description. So if you do purchase this guitar, we have a beginner guitar course that takes you through all of the fundamentals and basics of how to get started with the guitar, and also how to do like your first guitar solo, different types of techniques to how you can play the guitar very efficiently. That's linked in the description. The whole class and course is filmed with this. In terms of playing performance for a beginner guitar, I'm easily going to give this a 7 out of 10. I can't really see how it can get any better for the price. It's going to let you learn the guitar very easily without the instrument being the largest bottleneck or restriction to your overall enjoyment as a beginner guitarist. If I was just randomly handed this instrument, I would never in a million years think it was under £130. And that's been my ultimate experience with this. It's dirt cheap, but it's felt like I've been playing on a mid-level Fender guitar, like £500 to £600. Now, yes, the guitar action is a little bit higher than something that I'm used to. The guitar action is how high the string is to the fretboard and how much distance has to travel for your finger to press this down. The more expensive the guitar, the lower the action. This allows you to play it faster because the distance travel is much lower. Think of it almost like input latency for your finger playing the notes on the fretboard. But it isn't too high or difficult to manage where when you have weaker fingers as a beginner, it's going to be really hard to press the string down. That's the biggest issue for new guitarists, is battling the strings or the action on the instrument being so bad and inaccurate, and your fingers aren't strong enough or developed anyways, that it's really fatiguing to press the strings. And you don't get this whatsoever with the Fender. It's in tune with great intonation and predictable performance up and down the entire fretboard. I found the guitar fun. That's been the biggest takeaway. My other guitars, I picked those up and I feel too serious with them. I'm like, oh gosh, shred really fast and do loads of stuff. But because I'm kind of restricted by what this guitar's capable of in terms of its higher action, and with it just being a casual guitar, I just pick it up quite passively and just jam on it and actually have fun playing it, which is why I've been using it so much. Now, in terms of the quality of the pickups on this thing, I've got this outfitted with the SSS, 3 single coils. I don't have the humbucker here. The humbucker version wasn't available at the time when I bought this last year. That's a new edition, that. I personally would probably get the humbucker one if I was to buy this again, just to give me a little bit more beef and thickness on the lower end with the overdrive guitar tones. I will leave links in the description down below to the guitars mentioned in today's video. These are some of the links that get you the best prices on these instruments too, along with the sign up link for Start Me Up Guitar, which is the beginner guitar course that we filmed with this exact instrument. So you can learn exactly how to play the guitar with the exact same guitar that I'm using, just making the whole experience way easier. But if you want to see other cheap instruments available over on Amazon, you should check out this video next, because if you like this, you'll like that.